Have you ever heard someone say, seeds are nature's tiny miracles? Well, that's partly true. Some seeds truly are nutritional powerhouses, packed with proteins, healthy fats, and antioxidants that can slow aging and protect your heart. But here's the shocking part. Not all seeds are safe. In fact, some can quietly poison your body, raise your blood pressure, or even damage your liver if you eat them often. And the scariest part? Many of these dangerous seeds are hiding in foods people over 60 eat every week. Before we go any further, I'd love to know, how old are you and where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. I love seeing how far our community of health-conscious seniors reaches around the world. Now, let's get into the truth about seeds. The 4 dangerous ones you should never touch, and the 4 that can literally transform your health after 60. We'll start with the bad ones, because trust me, some of these might be sitting in your pantry right now. Let's begin with one that surprises most people. Apple seeds. Yes, that innocent little seed inside your apple. Apple seeds contain a compound called amygdalin, which your body can convert into cyanide when digested. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, nobody eats apple seeds on purpose. True, swallowing 1 or 2 accidentally won't hurt you. But if you juice whole apples with the core or blend them for smoothies, those crushed seeds release trace amounts of cyanide. Over time, especially for people with liver or kidney problems, that's not something you want building up in your system. So if you enjoy apple juice or smoothies, make it a rule. Always remove the core before blending. It's a simple habit that can protect your body from unnecessary toxin exposure. The next dangerous seed is one that's become oddly trendy again: apricot kernels. Some alternative health websites claim they can fight cancer because of that same compound, amygdalin, which they market as vitamin B17. But here's the fact. There is no scientific evidence that apricot kernels fight cancer. On the contrary, multiple studies have confirmed they can cause cyanide poisoning. In 2017, the European Food Safety Authority reported that eating as few as 3 small apricot kernels in one sitting could exceed the safe limit for cyanide exposure for adults. Imagine how much worse that is for someone in their 60s or 70s whose liver is more sensitive to toxins. If you've ever bought bitter apricot kernels online thinking they're a superfood, please throw them out. They're banned for human consumption in several countries for good reason. Now here's one that's much more common: cherry pits and peach pits. They look harmless, but inside those hard shells is the same cyanide-producing compound. I know many people who make homemade jams or liqueurs and think it's safe to crush or soak the pits for flavor, but those crushed kernels release toxic substances that can lead to nausea, headaches, and dizziness, especially if consumed regularly. So, the rule is simple. Enjoy your cherries and peaches, but never crush, chew, or infuse the pits in any drink or dessert. It's not worth the risk. All right, now for the last of the dangerous ones, castor seeds. Now, most people don't eat castor seeds directly, but I want to mention this because many seniors still keep castor oil around for constipation or joint pain. The oil itself, when processed correctly, is safe, but the raw seed contains one of the most toxic natural compounds known to science: ricin. Even a few seeds can be fatal if chewed or swallowed, so if you grow castor plants around your home or have grandchildren who play in your garden, be cautious. Those seeds are not safe to touch or handle without care. Now that we've covered the 4 dangerous seeds, apple seeds, apricot kernels, cherry and peach pits, and castor seeds, let's shift to something far more uplifting. Because not all seeds are bad news. In fact, some are incredible allies for your heart, muscles, and brain, especially after 60. Let's start with flax seeds. These tiny golden or brown seeds are among nature's richest sources of alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that helps reduce inflammation and protect your heart. 1 tablespoon a day can help lower bad cholesterol, stabilize blood sugar, and even improve regularity in your digestion, something that becomes more important as metabolism slows with age. But here's a crucial detail. Whole flax seeds often pass through your system undigested. To actually get the benefits, you want ground flax seeds, not whole. Sprinkle them over oatmeal, yogurt, or even soups. And a tip many people don't know, store ground flaxseed in the fridge. The oils are delicate and can go rancid if kept at room temperature for too long. Next up is a seed that's actually older than recorded history: chia seeds. The ancient Mayans used the word chia to mean strength, and they were right. Chia seeds are one of the most balanced plant foods on Earth. They're loaded with fiber, protein, omega-3s, calcium, and magnesium, a perfect cocktail for bone and muscle health after 60. Studies have shown that eating chia seeds daily can improve blood pressure, enhance hydration, and even support weight control because they absorb up to 10 times their weight in water, keeping you full longer. If you've never tried them, here's a simple way. Soak a tablespoon in water overnight and drink it in the morning. It forms a gentle gel that's great for your digestion and energy. The third seed that deserves a place on your plate every day is pumpkin seeds, sometimes called pepitas. They're an underrated superfood for older adults, especially men. Pumpkin seeds are rich in zinc, which supports immune function, and magnesium, which regulates sleep, blood pressure, and nerve health. A 2019 study in the journal Nutrients even linked pumpkin seed oil to better prostate health and urinary function in older men. But women benefit too. Magnesium in pumpkin seeds helps with bone strength and prevents nighttime leg cramps, something many seniors struggle with. So instead of reaching for salty snacks, roast a handful of pumpkin seeds with a touch of olive oil. Crunchy, satisfying, and incredibly good for you. And finally, sesame seeds. Tiny but mighty. These are loaded with lignans, special plant compounds that help balance cholesterol and lower inflammation in blood vessels. One study found that older adults who ate sesame powder daily for 5 weeks saw significant improvements in LDL cholesterol and artery flexibility. They also contain calcium and copper, vital for bone and joint health. If you suffer from arthritis or stiffness, sesame seeds can be a gentle daily support. You can sprinkle them over salads, stir them into yogurt, or even make tahini, that smooth sesame paste used in hummus. It's a delicious and smart way to support your joints naturally. Now, if you're still watching, you've just learned which seeds to completely avoid and which ones can literally help you age better. But there's more, because how you eat these good seeds matters just as much as which ones you choose. In the next section, we'll talk about when to eat them, how much you really need, and a few surprising combinations that can amplify their power. So, before we continue, I'd love to know, which of these seeds do you eat most often? Chia, pumpkin, or maybe flax? Type your answer below. I read every comment, and I love hearing how each of you is taking charge of your health. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. We share simple, science-backed ways to stay strong, sharp, and active after 60 every week.
Now that you know which seeds to eat and which to avoid, let's talk about something that most people, even health experts, rarely explain clearly. How and when to eat these good seeds so your body actually absorbs their nutrients. Because after 60, digestion, metabolism, and even enzyme activity change. That means timing, portion, and pairing become just as important as what you eat. Let's start with one simple rule that applies to all the healthy seeds we talked about. Freshness matters more than quantity. Seeds contain delicate oils, mostly unsaturated fats, that can turn rancid easily. Rancid oils don't just lose nutritional value, they can create oxidative stress that damages your cells. So, if you buy flax, chia, sesame, or pumpkin seeds, always choose small quantities you can finish within a month or two. Keep them in airtight glass containers, away from heat and sunlight, and ideally refrigerate them. You'll preserve their nutrients and prevent that bitter taste that tells you the oils have gone bad. Now, let's break down the best ways to eat each of them and how to combine them for maximum benefit. Starting with flax seeds, I like to call these the smart heart seeds. As I mentioned earlier, flax seeds are rich in omega-3s and lignans that help reduce cholesterol and inflammation. But the key is they must be ground. Whole flax seeds are like tiny armored tanks. Your body can't break them down. So, if you're buying whole seeds, grind them yourself in a small coffee grinder right before eating. That keeps the oils fresh and bioavailable. 1 tablespoon a day is plenty. Sprinkle it on your morning oatmeal, mix into smoothies, or even blend it into soup after it cools slightly. Don't cook flaxseed oil or ground flax directly over high heat. It destroys the healthy fats. Here's a powerful combo: flax seeds with vitamin E-rich foods like almonds or avocado. Vitamin E protects the omega-3 fats from oxidation and improves heart and brain benefits. So a breakfast bowl with oats, ground flax, a few almonds, and slices of avocado, that's a cardiovascular powerhouse right there. Next, let's move to chia seeds, or as I like to call them, the hydration seeds. They're amazing because they help your body retain water, support digestion, and provide long-lasting energy. For seniors who often struggle with dehydration or constipation, chia seeds are a natural fix. Now here's how to do it right. Soak 1 tablespoon of chia seeds in about half a cup of water overnight. In the morning, you'll find a thick gel. That's the soluble fiber doing its job. You can drink it as is or mix it into a smoothie or yogurt. That gel helps slow digestion, which stabilizes your blood sugar and gives you steady energy throughout the day. If you're on medication, though, take chia at least 1 hour apart because its gel-forming fiber can slightly delay absorption of some drugs. Just a small tip that makes a big difference. Want to maximize the benefits? Try pairing chia with vitamin E-rich foods like berries, oranges, or kiwi. Vitamin E helps enhance collagen production, and the omega-3s in chia provide the raw material for that process. Together, they can actually help your skin and joints stay more elastic with age. Now, let's talk about one of my personal favorites, pumpkin seeds, the recovery seeds. These are especially important for anyone dealing with poor sleep, muscle cramps, or low energy. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural sources of magnesium, a mineral many older adults are deficient in. Magnesium supports over 300 enzyme functions in your body, everything from muscle repair to nerve balance to heart rhythm. The best time to eat pumpkin seeds? In the evening. That's right. Magnesium has a calming effect on the nervous system, and eating a small handful of pumpkin seeds about an hour before bed can promote better sleep and muscle relaxation. I usually recommend 1 to 2 tablespoons of unsalted roasted seeds, either plain or tossed over a salad or soup. You can even blend pumpkin seeds into a green smoothie with spinach and banana for an extra magnesium boost. And here's a little trick. If you eat them with vitamin B6 foods like banana or chickpeas, magnesium can convert magnesium more effectively into neurotransmitters that support restful sleep. Then we have sesame seeds, or what I like to call the joint protectors. They're especially good for people with arthritis, stiffness, or chronic inflammation. Sesame seeds are high in lignans and sesame, compounds that help lower oxidative stress in the joints and improve cartilage health. Now, one of the easiest ways to get them in daily is through tahini, a paste made from ground sesame seeds. Just 1 tablespoon gives you calcium, zinc, and anti-inflammatory compounds in a form that's easy to digest. If you prefer the seeds themselves, lightly toast them, not burn, just toast for 1 or 2 minutes until fragrant. Toasting breaks down their outer coat slightly, making nutrients more bioavailable. You can sprinkle toasted sesame seeds over vegetables, stir-fry, or even blend into a smoothie for a nutty flavor. Want to amplify the benefits? Pair sesame with foods rich in vitamin D, like eggs or salmon, to maximize calcium absorption and bone strength. So, if you're wondering, can you mix all these good seeds together? Absolutely. In fact, creating a daily seed mix is one of the smartest habits you can adopt after 60. Here's a simple formula. 2 parts pumpkin seeds, 1 part chia, 1 part ground flax, and 1 part sesame. Mix them in a jar, keep it refrigerated, and every day add 2 tablespoons to your meals. It's balanced in omega-3s, fiber, and minerals, and supports your heart, digestion, and bone health all at once. But I want to stress something very important: moderation. Even healthy seeds are calorie-dense, and overeating them can cause bloating or interfere with nutrient absorption, especially if you're taking certain medications or have gut sensitivity. 1 to 2 tablespoons total per day is enough. Think of seeds as concentrated nutrition, not as snacks to munch on by the handful. Let's touch briefly on something I get asked a lot: seed oils. Not all seed oils are bad, but you have to know which ones are cold-pressed and minimally processed. Flaxseed oil, for example, is great if it's refrigerated and used raw, never for frying. The same goes for sesame oil. Light, cold-pressed sesame oil can add a gentle nutty flavor to salads or cooked dishes after cooking, not during high heat. Avoid refined seed oils like corn, soybean, or cottonseed oil. These are often heavily processed, stripped of nutrients, and high in omega-6 fats, which promote inflammation. And while we're on the topic of balance, remember, the goal isn't to eat a single miracle seed. It's about creating a routine of small, consistent choices that support your body as it changes with age. Every tablespoon of flax improves your arteries. Every handful of pumpkin seeds supports your muscles. Every sprinkle of sesame strengthens your bones. Every chia gel keeps your gut healthy. That's how health after 60 works. Small daily decisions that build momentum over time. Now, I'd like to leave you with one powerful thought. Seeds are like life, tiny, overlooked, but capable of extraordinary growth when given the right environment. Your body is the same. Even at 60, 70, or 80, it's still capable of rebuilding muscle, restoring balance, and reversing damage if you feed it the right things. So, as you go about your day, take a moment to look at the foods you're eating. Are they nourishing your cells or slowly draining your energy? If you can start your mornings with one simple act, adding a spoonful of the right seeds, you'll be giving your body what it truly needs: clean fuel, stable energy, and protection against disease. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I'd love for you to share it with a friend or family member who's trying to eat better or manage their health naturally. And before you go, tell me in the comments, which of these good seeds will you start adding to your diet this week? Or have you already seen results from one of them? Your stories inspire others, and I make sure to read every single one. If you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe and tap that little bell icon so you'll never miss our weekly videos on science-backed ways to stay strong, sharp, and independent at any age. Remember, your health isn't just in your genes, it's in your choices. And sometimes the smallest choice, like which seed you sprinkle on your breakfast, can make the biggest difference. Until next time, stay curious, stay proactive, and stay well.